What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction. In this, we have special boat service are incredible. How UK forces shocked SEALs with SEAL Team Six's Robert O'Neill. Before we dive in, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, all you gotta do is hit the join button to receive your exclusive benefits. Let's get right to it.
Was there any other military or, tier one military unit that you work with that's not US based where you said, holy shit, they got their shit together?
Special Boat Service, SBS in the UK. They're incredible. And I love them because, they're Royal Marines and then our equivalent of Navy SEALs. So Special Boat Service. What I loved about them was I realized that Brits are, because I'm a huge believer in morale. Keep morale up, have a sense of humor about everything. Never lose your sense of humor. And the Brits had the same sense of humor, but just a little different. And I describe them as like a piano. They're the sharp keys. Like, I get it. It's a little off, but you're funny. And they were just great. And their tactics were awesome. They taught us.
Oh, yeah, just in the sense of British humor and American humor, as we know, are different. And so I get where he says a little off, but funny. And it's cool to hear him say like that sense of humor, because when I looked at other videos, they always talk about like American military soldiers and stuff being like very like strict, very like not laughing, having a good time, very focused, very strict, very always on guard. And British soldiers are always talking about having a sense of humor, but when it's time to lock in and execute, they're the best of the best. And so it's cool to hear him say, yeah, they got it. I have a sense of humor, and they do as
We call
well.
it FIBUA, fighting in built-up areas. We call it military operations, urban terrain. But they learned from fighting in Northern Ireland tactics of walking down streets and where you aim and stuff. Just a shitty fight, obviously. The Irish and Northern Irish and the Brits. And even when I started training at SEAL Team 2, when I first checked in, I didn't understand why one of the SBS guys hated three of us. It was O'Neill, Brennan, and Brennan. And they hated us because we're Irish. I didn't, from my time, like, why would you hate the Irish? But working with them overseas, a lot in Iraq, a lot in southern Afghanistan, in Kandahar, and those dudes just have their shit together. They're excellent. They're just hard as you come.
Serious, humor.
The humor's great, but they're serious. They're hostage rescue snipers, close quarters battle. The water, they're like us, over the beach, over the horizon, shitty cold. Misery loves company. And it's like almost the Viking shit when the worse the seas, the more they're laughing. Can't say enough. Yeah. I've worked with the Special Air Service as well and the Australian SAS, great guys. I have a lot. I just have love for the SBS because I worked with them so much. So they were my.
And it's crazy because, again, you hear so much about the SAS. I've watched a couple videos about the SBS, but I feel like they don't get much recognition or much love. I feel like SAS is always getting the love. And so to hear him talk about the SBS like this, and he's like, the harder it is, bro, like the more they're laughing. Like, that's like, to have that kind of mentality, that kind of sense of humor, that'll get you through a lot of difficult situations right there.
They were incredible. You know who else was really good is the Norwegian Jaegers. And yeah, they're really good. And but they don't get a fight a lot because they're government. But we go up there and hang out in Norway. Skiers, phenomenal. Rock climbers, phenomenal. Tactics are awesome. And what's funny about them?
They're like super soldiers, physically in shape.
Well, physically was funny because they're from Norway, so they're all tan, blue. Like, I'm not gay or anything, but check this dude out. So, dude. But it was funny though. They came to Virginia Beach to train with us, and they said, "Well, you guys have been rolling through Oslo, picking up our chicks. We're in Virginia Beach. It's go time for us."
Revenge. We're gonna come take yours.
But again, that sense of humor and just phenomenal, dude. The German comp swimmers were great. The combat divers, the best in the world, probably. But yeah, we're solid. SBS those, but there's an affinity for them.
Yeah, there's it's always where like if you look at basketball, these guys are coming from Serbia. These countries that are coming. You're like, who is Joe? Who is this guy? You're moving that slow, but you make it look so easy. Luka. Why do you guys? The way he goes in so slow. But you're averaging 30 points, 10-10. How are you doing this? It's just a very different game.
Have you seen the interview when they said, "Well, were you at all disturbed?"
I absolutely love basketball, and to see players like Jokic and Luka, it's like they play at their own pace. And like growing up, those were always the hardest guys to guard because you can't predict what they're going to do. Like, it's almost like an awkward is where growing up most of your life you played against Americans who, I mean, for the most part, it feels like Americans rely on speed, athleticism, things like that. So growing up, you kind of, I mean, speed is hard to deal with. You can't teach speed, and speed is, you got speed. You already, but it's predictable. Like I get how Americans play. I get what kind of pace you're gonna play at. I get that. And I'm just was playing in high school and I was not great. So I'm not saying I was any kind of good, but when you see these Europeans, bro, and just all the time I struggle with just guarding somebody who does like weird moves that I don't know how to defend that. That's what Luka and Jokic are. Just guys who they play at their own pace. They play a different form of basketball in a sense that I think Americans aren't necessarily used to. And that's why you see them dominating, and it's very intriguing.
By the booing, and he says, I played in Serbia, brother. And they show that. My God. It looks like a European football match.
It's the best. It's the best.
Hey, what is up? This is Robert J. O'Neill, former SEAL Team 6 operators. I was fortunate to be on some of the most high-profile missions in our very long war on terror. But I am now on Minect, and you can connect with me there, and we can literally talk about anything. You can text, we can do video calls, I can give you messages, and go to Minect, find me. Literally nothing is off limits. Any crazy questions you have that you may or may not want the answers to, I'm more than happy to do it. So find me on Minect. Again, this is Robert J. O'Neill. See you there.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.
That was freaking really dope. But yeah, you got to hear about some awesome service teams, and got to hear a little bit of basketball, which I enjoyed at the end. And yeah, playing overseas, bro, I've seen European basketball compared to, or overseas basketball compared to American basketball. Fan-wise, the fans are on another level. I'm seeing stuff get thrown on the courts. I'm seeing people the stands shaking, people going absolutely insane. We're lighting flares inside of the building. It's rocking, bro. It's insane. Yeah. USA booing, the crowd not liking you or booing is nothing compared to, if you play overseas, yeah, the crowds really don't faze you at all here, I'm assuming. That's all we have. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Check out the next. I'll see y'all next time. Sorry about that.